Okay, hello everybody. This is chapter 28 of the Tao Te Ching, knowing there is depth in the shallow. This is really about understanding that, yes, the manifestation is shallow. The manifestation we can get lost in the manifestation and we can focus solely on the manifestation. But when we understand that the manifestation is a sprout of the divine, it has been created from a divine place, then we can receive it in a way that is that understands that. Like when someone says something with good intentions, but you receive it in a way that is like makes you angry, right? There's a lesson there. There's a lesson for you because someone, like, nobody wants to hurt you, but when you think someone's out to hurt you, well, then you're lost in the manifestation. You're lost in the shallow. But there is depth in the shallow because you can learn from that lesson. You can say, "Oh, why did I take it that way?" Right? And you can grow as you, not as someone under the influence. So here in this verse, we start to really kind of question, like, how are we taking it? How are we receiving it? Are we receiving it, or are we getting lost in the manifestation in the shallows? Okay, so what this says is know the world through the masculine, but access your power through the feminine. In this way, you will be open to receive. If you can receive, then your actions will support. They will never be forced, and you will be innocent. Know the world through the light, but connect to it within the dark. In this way, you will be open to the truth. If you can see truth, manifestation will not fool you. It will fall away, and nothing will elude you. Know the world through the particular, but know there is no particular here. In this way, you will accept all things. If you can accept all things, you will be a beacon that will guide you and all beings back to source. The manifestation was formed from the void. The master knows the manifestation, yet stays focused on the void within it. That is how she uses all things. As I was reading that, I was like, oh yeah, I want to make a point here, I want to make a point here, I want to make a point here. And really, I'm going to go ahead and read it over and make those points if I can recall them all. Know the world through the masculine, yet access your power through the feminine. In this way, you will be open to receive. So feminine, of course, is the receptivity of the universe, right? Masculine is the act upon energy, right? This is yin and yang. This isn't men, women. A man might be more able to receive than a woman, but the feminine energy is the energy that will receive, that will yield constantly. If you can receive, then your actions will support. So what masculine often does, I talk about masculine and feminine, substance and structure, right? The substance of something has to be encapsulated in some structure so that we can experience it. I've talked about this before. If we're outside, energy dissipates really quickly. When we're inside, we can have an energetic exchange more readily because it's encapsulated in a room or what have you. So when we talk about when you receive, your actions will support, this is, you're the feminine, you're able to receive, and that is creating substance. Structure, the masculine energy, the do upon energy, is not necessarily as supportive as a lot of people might believe in this way, right? When I can receive you as you are rather than teaching you how to be and all of this, right? Then that's why it says here, they will never be forced. Your actions will never be forced. How often when you're teaching, you're trying to force some information into somebody and they're not getting it? When you can receive them as they are and love them as they are without having to tell them how to be, then you are innocent. You're not trying to change anything. You're not trying to interfere in any way. You're just receiving them as they are. And they're going to figure it out themselves. Like, you haven't helped anybody in your life other than yourself. And although people might give you credit for that, it's them being ready to hear what is being said or learn what is being taught or whatever that really kind of makes that um, worthwhile. Once again, we go to the beginning of this: know the world through the masculine. Yes, you have to act. Yes, you have to do. Yes, you have to be here in the manifestation, but access your power through the feminine. Receive, don't give. Like, yeah, help other people, whatever. You're not doing it anyway. You're not actually helping other people, right? Other people are ready to move, and they're being inspired to be in your presence, and they are helping themselves by that. Your belief that you're doing good is really just a belief in the universe doing good, and so just let go of your need to be the masculine, to be the power one, to be the one that's holding all the power and all the cards. Know the world through the light, but connect to it within the dark. In this way, you will be open to the truth. I love these next lines. If you can see the truth, manifestation will not fool you. It will fall away and nothing will elude you. That's the thing. The shallow of the manifestation is just shallow. It's just illusion. When you are caught in the idea that it's real, then you're being fooled. You're being fooled, and it's going to get taken away from you at some point. Things are going to change or whatever. But when you can stay focused on that deep inner sort of connection to all things, then it won't go away. It's not going to go anywhere. Know the world through the light, but connect to it within the dark. When I went on my dark retreat a couple of years ago, like that was a big, it was like, oh, darkness. And darkness had attracted me my whole life. So it's not a big deal, but like to spend multiple days, right, like 5 or 6 days in the dark, that was lack of a better word, eye-opening. Because everything that was in the outside world wasn't here, right? And that's what we're trying to see here. You want to see the truth of things. You want to see the truth of who you are. Who are you? And how does that, like, are you, or who are you versus who is your identity? Right? Your identity is the thing that you think is so important, but it's not. Like, it's who you think you are is not actually who you are, and that's what this is relating to. And you won't be fooled by, you're special because you're a CEO, or you're special because you're an artist, or you're special because you're beautiful, or whatever it is, right? Like, you're not. That doesn't mean you're not special, but that's not the reason you're special. It doesn't mean you're not unique. It's just not the reason you're unique. You tell stories. I talk a lot about the idea that, like, when our free will is our ability to tell stories about what's happening, it's not really our ability to choose so much, because things are going to happen as they happen. But know the world through the particular, but no, there is no particular here. Anything that's particular is particular because it's happening in your mind. There is no particular here. In this way, you will accept all things because it's all one. There's no difference between you and a tree and a nut and a squirrel and a whatever. I'm a fan of the squirrels, so I went that way. I went that route. Tree, nut, squirrel. Like, that was pretty 1 + 2 for me. In this way, you will accept all things. If you can accept all things, you will be a beacon that will guide you and all beings back to source. A lot of people want to say, oh, it's selfish to want this and want that or whatever. But, like, your selfishness, when it's open and when you are doing things like this and you are innocent, right? You are not forcing yourself on others to be a certain way. You are able to access your power through the feminine so that you can receive. You receive from the universe, and then that comes back out, right? And that's how you become fueled for doing this work of being a beacon for yourself and others. The manifestation was formed from the void, and the master knows the manifestation. You can't live in this world without understanding the manifestation, understanding the physicality of things. But when you trust your eyes, and when you trust your ears, and when you trust your senses to a degree that you are fooled by them into thinking that it's real, like, quote unquote real. I don't know how many people are like, I'm a realist and da da da. Like, but you're being fooled by all of this stuff, right? Like, because this isn't real. Like, what's real is behind it. That's why you stay focused on the void within that which you're experiencing is real. That which you are experiencing is manifestation. That's how she uses all things. You can use everything. And you don't have to focus on one thing, like, time or money or job or family or whatever. Like everything. There is no particular. Nothing is particular. You are wealthy beyond all of your imagination. And the only reason you think you're not is because you're being fooled by manifestation. To know that there's depth in the shallow. This world, shallow, but there's depth in it. Don't be fooled by the shallowness of, like, don't run away to the woods. Engage in your life, engage in what is happening, and understand that you can be a beacon, but just don't get fooled by the shallow. Don't get fooled into thinking that it is the answer. What you're experiencing is a thing, because it's not. You are much more than that. There is no particular here. So don't get caught up in particulars. Thank you again for joining me for another chapter of the Tao Te Ching. That was 28, knowing there's depth in the shallow. Until next time, keep recovering yourself.